Hello students, I am glad to meet you all today with an interesting topic, tenses. Just like time being an integral part of life, tenses are an integral part of grammar. People who have mastered the art of time management are successful. Likewise, a person who has mastered the concept of tenses will have a strong foundation of the language. The part of speech that is chiefly concerned with the passage of time is the verb. That's why verb has so many tenses. The three main forms are the past tense, the present tense and the future tense. These are followed by the three continuous tenses, perfect tenses and perfect continuous tenses. We are going to learn the concept of tenses today with a character, Sam. Let me give you some information about him. Sam is a football player. People love to watch his game. I'm a great fan of Sam. He goes for practice every day. Sam plays with great spirit. Sam's day begins with a rigorous practice. I have underlined the verbs in all these sentences for your convenience. The first three examples talk about things in general or facts. The next three sentences denote routine activities and habits. Let's make a timeline for Sam. He starts his practice at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Now we are talking about the simple present tense. That is, things in general, facts, universal truths, routine activities and habits. The form of a simple present tense verb is subject plus verb in the present tense form, or we simply call it as V1. Students, let me just give you a small recap of these three forms of verbs. V1 is the base form of verb, V2 is the past tense form and V3 is the past participle form. V1 and V2 can individually stand as tense forms, whereas the past participle form will require the help of verbs like has, have or had or any other auxiliary verbs to make a tense. So you can just have a look at these three forms which we will be dealing with in most of the slides. Sam has now reached the ground. The time is perhaps 5:45. He is practicing in the ground now. His friends are encouraging him. I'm watching him practice the game. The verbs that are underlined mention the actions which are in progress or which are getting continued at the time of my speech. We call this as present continuous tense. The form of present continuous tense is subject plus the auxiliary verbs am, is, are plus verb in the ing form. Now the time is 9:30. Sam finished his practice sessions at 8:30 a.m. He felt severe pain in his legs. He did not sleep well the previous night. He ate his breakfast at 9. He started to his college at 9:15. All these sentences mention about completed actions in the past. This is simple past tense. The form of simple past tense is subject plus verb in the past tense form, or V2. When Sam was starting to his college, his friend called him, but his mobile was in the car. When he was driving the car, his friend called him again. His brothers were playing loud music, so he did not notice the call. Now the time is perhaps 9:45 and Sam is on his way to his college. We were talking about ongoing actions in the past. This is called past continuous tense and its form is subject plus was or were plus verb plus ing. Now the time is 10 a.m. Sam has reached his college campus. His classmates haven't reached yet. Both the actions were completed in the recent past, but we don't specifically mention the time. We term this as present perfect tense. It's used to talk about recent completed action with no mention of the time, or it could be a past action whose result is felt in the present. So the form of a present perfect tense is subject plus has or have plus verb in the past participle form, or V3. Now the time is almost 10:15. Sam was worried that his friends haven't turned up, right? He has been trying to reach his friend for the past 15 minutes, but he was not reachable. Sam's friend have also been trying to reach him at the same time. Since he has been trying in vain, he decided to walk towards his block. The underlined verbs talk about the actions that started in the recent past and are still continuing at the time of speech. This is present perfect continuous tense, and its form is subject plus has or have been plus verb plus ing. Sam had to walk a long way as his block was very far. It was almost 10:40 now. The professor had arrived before Sam entered the class. Sam had missed the introduction since he arrived late. Do you notice two past actions here? Yes, I have underlined two verbs in every sentence. When two actions have been completed in the past, in order to mention the earlier action, we make use of the past perfect tense. Its form is subject plus had plus verb in the past participle form, or V3. The session went on up to 1:30 p.m. Sam had been thinking about his friends till the bell rang. He hadn't been listening the whole session as his friends were absent. Here we notice that there are two past actions, but one was in progress in the past before another past action. We call this as past perfect continuous tense. It's used to refer to actions which were ongoing in the past before another finished action. The form of past perfect continuous tense is subject plus had been plus verb plus ing. Finally, after the class, Sam could speak to his friends. Let us see what they discussed. Sam's friend: we are going to EML this evening. Do you like to join us? Sam: sorry, I am dining with my aunt this evening. Sam's friend: will you join us for the movie at 10? Sam: sure, I'll join you at 10 p.m. sharp. We understand that all the underlined verbs denote actions which are yet to happen. That is, they will happen in future. Then why do you think they take different forms? Let me explain. To talk about plans or intentions, we use going to form. To talk about fixed arrangements in the future, we use present continuous tense. To mention instant decisions, offers and promises, we use will plus verb. So future can be expressed in any of these forms, depending on the context. It's clear what's going to happen in the evening. Sam will be visiting his aunt in the evening. Sam will be watching a movie with his friends in the night. To talk about ongoing actions in the future, we make use of future continuous tense. The form is subject plus will be plus verb plus ing. We just saw how Sam's day would end with a movie with his friends in the month of June. He will continue with his regular routine from the next day. Sam is a promising football player and he was aiming to win the district cup at the end of the year. By the mid of December, Sam will have participated in the district cup. He will have qualified himself for the state level games by the end of this year. We see that the verbs talk about completed actions in the future within a specified time frame. We call this as future perfect tense, and the form of this tense is subject plus will have plus past participle form or V3. Suppose we want to talk about the duration of the future ongoing action, we make use of future perfect continuous tense. For example, Sam will have been preparing for 3 months by the mid of December to win the district cup. This is what we call as future perfect continuous tense to talk about the duration of the ongoing action in future. The form of this tense is subject plus will have been plus verb plus ing. These last two types are rarely used in verbal communication. Hope you were able to grasp the concept with the help of the timeline. Let's now have a quick recap of all the 12 tenses with some more examples. Simple present tense is used to talk about routine habits, truths and facts. Example, I exercise every day, the earth goes around the sun, she draws beautifully. Present continuous tense is used to talk about actions that are in progress at the time of speech. My brother is playing in the ground, mom is preparing breakfast. Simple past tense is used to talk about completed actions. I met my friend last week. Sarah left home at 8. Past continuous tense is used to talk about ongoing actions in the past. Rohit was writing his test when the phone bell rang. Students were doing the work when I entered the class. Present perfect tense is used to denote actions which are completed in the near present or when we experience the result of a past action. I have seen you somewhere. Sumit has finished his presentation, now it's your turn. Present perfect continuous tense talks about an activity which was in progress at a certain time in the past and has recently stopped. The boys have been playing cricket since morning. It has been raining for 2 hours. Past perfect tense is used when there were 2 completed actions in the past and we want to mention about the earlier of the 2 past actions. I had recorded the video before I showed it to my friends. When Sarah arrived at the party, her friends had already left. Past perfect continuous tense is used to talk about an activity that started in the past but continued for some time until another activity in the past. For example, we had been playing for 1 hour when it started to rain. They had been talking for over an hour when Tom arrived. Now, future tense. Going to form is used to talk about events that are already planned and the intentions for the future. But we don't know when it is exactly going to happen. She is going to buy a flat. She is going to attend the meeting. Present continuous tense is used to talk about fixed arrangements in the near future. Example, I am spending Christmas with my grandparents. I am staying back in the evening to finish my deadline. Will plus verb form is used to talk about events that you have just decided to do or offers or promises and predictions. I'll get you some coffee. Will you make dinner? I'll call you when I arrive. He will win the match. Future continuous tense is used to talk about future events which will continue for an expected length of time in future. My dad will be watering the garden in the evening. Will you be going away this summer? Next comes future perfect tense. Event that is expected to happen before a time reference in the future. For example, He will have completed his graduation by the end of the year. The patient will have recovered from illness by the next week. And finally, we have the future perfect continuous tense. It describes the progress of an action in future before another future event or time. They will have been living in India for 5 years by 2030. You will have been waiting for 2 hours when the plane finally arrives. So my dear students, I hope the concept of tenses were easy for you to grasp through this video. Take care and stay safe. Thank you.